his way. He doesn't turn every disagreement into a war. He can handle her emotions without trying to fix them, dismiss them, or make them about himself. He listens without interrupting, and he responds without trying to win. This is why older men often stand out when they're emotionally healthy. They've lived enough life to realize that being in control of yourself is more powerful than trying to control someone else. They don't rush intimacy. They don't pressure. They don't manipulate. They create a calm environment where a woman can soften naturally. And here's the truth most men miss. For many women, emotional safety is not the opposite of excitement. It is the foundation of it. Older men stand out when they lead calmly, without trying to impress, because calm leadership is one of the rarest forms of confidence in modern dating. Most men think leadership means being loud, dominant, or constantly doing something to prove they're the man, but real leadership is quieter than that. It's the ability to create direction without creating pressure. A calm older man doesn't enter a room hunting for approval. He doesn't scan faces to see who's watching him. He's not trying to perform masculinity. He's simply present. And that presence communicates something powerful. I'm comfortable with myself. For many women, that comfort feels like a relief because it instantly removes the tension of dealing with someone who is insecure, reactive, or desperate to be validated. This kind of man doesn't overtalk. He doesn't oversell himself. He doesn't try to convince a woman to like him through stories, money, or exaggerated confidence. Instead, he creates a smooth emotional experience. He chooses the place, sets the plan, and moves with certainty. Not because he's controlling, but because he's clear, and clarity is attractive. Calm leadership also shows up in how he handles moments that would shake other men. If plans change, he adjusts. If she's late, he doesn't explode or guilt trip. If she disagrees, he doesn't get defensive. He stays grounded. That steadiness sends a message to a woman's nervous system. This man is safe, capable, and emotionally stable. And here's what makes it even stronger. When a man leads calmly, he doesn't need to impress, because he's not trying to earn value. He's showing value through how he carries himself. Consistency is one of the most underrated forces of attraction, because it doesn't just make a woman like you, it makes her trust you. And for many women, trust is what turns casual interest into real desire. A lot of men are intense in the beginning. They come in hot, they text nonstop, they compliment heavily, they chase hard, and for a moment, it feels exciting. But then they disappear, get cold, get inconsistent, or start acting like they're doing the woman a favor by giving attention. That emotional whiplash is extremely common, and women are tired of it. It makes them feel like they're being played even when the man claims he's not. Older men who are emotionally mature tend to be different. They don't overwhelm a woman with attention to hook her. They don't love bomb. They don't act obsessed for 3 days and then vanish for a week. They show up in a stable way. If they say they'll call, they call. If they set a plan, they follow through. If they like her, they don't hide it. And if they don't waste her time. Consistency also shows in emotional behavior. A consistent man doesn't change his tone depending on his mood. He doesn't punish her with silence. He doesn't create anxiety by pulling away just to regain control. He stays the same man, whether things are going perfectly or there's a small conflict. That steadiness becomes addictive because it creates a feeling many women secretly crave: peace. Not boring peace, secure peace. The kind of peace where she doesn't have to guess where she stands. And when a woman doesn't have to guess, she can relax. When she relaxes, she opens up. When she opens up, attraction deepens. That's why consistency isn't just nice, it's magnetic. Self-control is one of the most powerful signals of masculine strength, and it's exactly why women respond so intensely to older men who have it. Because self-control doesn't just mean he's disciplined, it means he's safe. It means he's not ruled by impulses. And for a woman, that changes everything. A man without self-control is exhausting to deal with. He wants constant attention. He reacts emotionally. He gets jealous quickly. He pushes for intimacy too fast. He tries to lock her down early. He floods her with messages. He makes her feel like she has to manage his feelings, calm his insecurity, or reassure him every step of the way. And even if he's attractive, that kind of behavior drains desire over time. An older man with self-control moves differently. He doesn't chase in a frantic way. He doesn't panic when she takes time to reply. He doesn't turn dating into a competition. He doesn't try to win her through pressure. He stays grounded because he knows his worth doesn't depend on her immediate validation. Self-control also shows up in how he handles attraction. He can desire her deeply, but he doesn't let desire turn into desperation. He doesn't get overly sexual too early. He doesn't make everything about her body. He knows how to build tension slowly. He can flirt without losing composure, and that balance is intoxicating. What women often respond to is not the absence of desire. It's the presence of desire under control, because that feels like power. It feels like maturity. It feels like a man who can lead, protect, and stay steady even when emotions rise. And that's the part most men don't understand. Self-control isn't boring. It's seductive. Mature confidence is one of the biggest reasons women feel pulled toward older men, because it doesn't feel like ego. It feels like stability, and that difference matters more than most men realize. A lot of younger men try to look confident by being loud, competitive, flashy, or overly dominant. They talk over people, they brag, they name drop, they try to prove they're important. But the problem is women can feel the insecurity underneath it. It feels like a performance. And when confidence feels like a performance, it stops being attractive and starts feeling stressful. Mature confidence is quiet. It's not begging for attention. It's not trying to impress the room. It's a man who knows who he is, and he doesn't need to convince anyone. He can sit back, listen, and speak only when he has something real to say. He doesn't get rattled by small disrespect. He doesn't need to check everyone. He doesn't argue to win. He stays composed. And women notice that instantly because it creates a completely different emotional atmosphere. A mature man doesn't make a woman feel like she has to constantly prove her loyalty or explain herself. He doesn't act threatened by her confidence, her beauty, or her independence. He can admire her without trying to control her. This kind of confidence also shows in boundaries. A mature man can say no, he can walk away, he can be kind without being weak, he can be firm without being cruel. That balance is rare, and it's extremely attractive. Because at the deepest level, mature confidence tells a woman, this man is not emotionally fragile. And when a woman feels that, she can relax into her femininity, soften, and let attraction grow naturally. When a woman feels chosen instead of collected, it hits her on a deep emotional level because it makes her feel valued as a person, not just desired as an option. And this is one of the biggest differences between emotionally mature men and men who are still stuck in ego-based dating. A lot of men today date like they're shopping. They keep multiple women around, not because they truly want connection, but because they want validation. They want to feel wanted. They want to feel powerful. So they flirt widely, keep conversations half alive, and treat women like replaceable pieces. And women can feel that energy. Even if the man is charming, it still feels empty. It feels like she's just one more name in a rotation. Older men who are emotionally healthy often move differently. When they like a woman, they focus. They don't need 10 women texting them to feel like a man. They don't need to prove their value through numbers. They show interest in a way that feels intentional, not desperate, intentional. And that intentional energy is intoxicating because it communicates, I see you. I'm not confused. I'm not playing. I'm here because I want you specifically. This also creates emotional safety. A woman doesn't have to wonder if she's competing with 10 other women. She doesn't have to fight for attention. She doesn't have to overperform to keep his interest. She can simply be herself. And here's the truth. Women don't want to feel like they won a competition. They want to feel like they were selected with clarity. When a man chooses a woman with consistency and respect, her attraction grows because she feels secure, desired, and emotionally held. And that combination is extremely powerful. Respect plus firmness is a combination that triggers intense attraction because it signals something rare. A man who values a woman deeply but is not afraid of her. And for many women, that is the sweet spot. A lot of men swing to extremes. Some men are overly nice, overly accommodating, and afraid to upset a woman. They agree with everything. They tolerate disrespect. They laugh off rude behavior. They chase harder when she pulls away. And while they think they're being loving, what they're really communicating is weakness and insecurity. Women don't feel safe with that because it feels unstable. It feels like the man has no spine. Then there's the other extreme, men who are harsh, controlling, or emotionally cold. They think firmness means being dominant, rude, or dismissive. They use power to intimidate. They punish with silence. They act like women should earn basic kindness. And while that can create short-term intensity, it usually destroys trust over time. Respect plus firmness is different. It's a man who is kind, attentive, and emotionally present. But he also has boundaries. He doesn't tolerate games. He doesn't accept disrespect. He doesn't let moods control the relationship. And he doesn't change who he is just to keep her interested. This is why older men often stand out. A mature older man can listen to a woman, validate her feelings, and still hold his position. He can say, I understand what you're feeling, without collapsing into apology or self-blame. He can say, no, I'm not okay with that, without anger. Women respond strongly to this because it feels like strength with care. It feels like a man who can protect the connection without controlling it. And that balance, respect with firmness, creates both emotional safety and sexual tension at the same time. When a man creates stability, clarity, and direction, a woman's attraction often intensifies because it removes the one thing that silently kills desire, emotional uncertainty. And this is where older men, when they're emotionally mature, can feel almost irresistible. Stability doesn't mean being boring. It means being reliable. It means your mood isn't unpredictable. Your energy doesn't swing from hot to cold. You don't disappear, reappear, and act like nothing.